Hello. I just want to talk to you today about looking and how you look at things as a single mom. When I reflect on my 8 years as a single mom, I remember always looking at things from a position of lack. And so today I want to share with you that perspective about looking at things from a position of lack. I remember feeling like I never had enough. I remember feeling like I was incomplete and not looking and seeing God as my source. So for 8 years, it was me and my little son, Rodney, and I remember just raising him. I remember times that I would get the child support, I would pay the daycare, and I only had enough money to make sure that he ate. And so what I would do is I would count out the days before I got paid, and I would make sure that there was a meal for him every single day. And I remember sitting at the table with him and just looking at him every night and watching him eat. And every once in a while, he'll say, "Mom, are you going to eat something?" And I'll say, "No, babe, I'm okay. And I just remember watching him eat and the feeling that it felt to know that I could provide for him. And what I didn't realize at that time was that God was providing for me. A lot of times as a single mom, I always felt like I was incomplete because I didn't have a husband. And during this time, my son had some health challenges, and it always seems like, if I got married, if I had a husband, then I would be complete. And now that I look at it, hindsight 2020, I was complete the entire time because God took care of me. I never spent a day without a place to stay. My son had everything that he needed. And I look at that now and I'm just like, wow, look at God. And so I need to be honest with you and share with you my story. All that time as a single mom, raising my son by myself, I suffered from depression and subsequently attempted suicide. And all I can remember during that time of battling depression is that it was my mindset. And it was my mindset. I always felt like I wasn't enough. I always felt like I didn't have enough. If I made more money, if I could buy my son this, if I could go here, then I would be enough. I never felt like enough. And so when I attempted suicide, God spoke to me in that moment. And in that moment, I saw people that were around me. It wasn't a man, it wasn't a job, it wasn't money. It was smiles from strangers. It was hugs from strangers. It was the experiences that I had. It was my son looking at me and just saying, "I love you, Mom." It was all the simple things that you wouldn't think about. If you think about the end of your life, if you think about it was your last day to live, I always thought it would be like grandma or Aunt Bessie or somebody that passed on, but it wasn't those things. It was the simple things. And from that lesson and waking up, I believe that I'm truly woke. I can't even tell you the day that I woke up, but I can tell you that I'm woke and I appreciate life. And I know that God is love and I know that God is my source. In that time with him, he showed me so much love. I never felt so much love in my life. I never felt so complete in my life. And I am so grateful for every day that I'm here, grateful for every experience. My son is now 20 years old and he is in his third year of college and he is thriving. I am now married. I've had a subsequent child and he is thriving. He's 12. And I think about all the times I cried out to God and just said, why am I not enough? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? When I tell you that God is more than enough, his love is more than sufficient, and he is there with you. Even when you feel like he's not there with you, he is always there with you. And just remember to call on him, to see him as your provider, to see him as your lover, to see him as your protector, because his love is beautiful, it's perfect, and I am so glad that I am here to share the love of God. And it's all about your mindset. It's all about how you look at it. And I no longer look at things from a spirit of lack. I now look at life from a spirit of abundance, an abundance of love, an abundance of wealth, and an abundance of joy.